my dear friends, my name is Antonia Romaker. Welcome to Series English. Today we're going to discuss three very interesting idioms in the English language. And they're going to be black hats, white hats, and gray hats. As you can see, these idioms are connected with colors and clothes. So, to tell the truth, there are two general meanings connected with these three idioms. And we're going to start with the first one, which is closely connected with hackers. By the way, do you know who a hacker is? Well, let me find a proper explanation. So, a hacker is either someone who compromises computer security or a skilled developer in the free software or open source movements. So basically, a hacker is someone who is able to check and compromise different security systems, or who can actually develop something new. There's a misconception that hackers are people who are connected with crime and something bad and wrong, so hackers are always someone who is bad. So they are people who are wrong and bad and they are criminals. However, it's not always the case, to tell the truth. And that's where we can face and we can deal with these three idioms: black hats, white hats, and gray hats. So all these are hackers, but different kinds. So black hats or black hat hackers are hackers who compromise different security systems for their own personal gain. So they want to have something, they use it to their own advantage. For example, they might earn a lot of money by finding some flaws in different security systems and selling this information to other criminals so that the latter would be able to use it and, for example, use different credit card numbers and bank information, so it can be really dangerous. These are black hat hackers, or simply black hats. Generally, these are people who use their computer skills for some illegal purposes. As simple as that. So now let's move on to white hats or white hat hackers. So these are hackers who do practically the same, but they do it not for their personal gain, but for legal purposes and for good purposes. So we can say that they are kind of ethical hackers. So yeah, something like this. And they might do absolutely the same. They might break into different security systems, compromise these systems, violate them, but for good purposes. And for example, while a black hat would violate a security system and sell this information to criminals or use it for their own purpose, for their own gain, to their own advantage, white hackers would not do that. Well, they will do the same, but they will report back to the developer so that the latter would be able to eliminate these flaws and his or her product would be flawless. And so other hackers, black hats, would not be able to, well, break the system. So, white hackers. BTW, black hats, can find a new or zero-day security vulnerability and sell it to other people so that they would earn a lot of money quite easily. Well, it's not connected with it being easy, it's connected with it being illegal and dangerous and bad and wrong. When a white hat hacker or a white hat will find a flaw in a security system, this is called penetration testing. Like this white hat tries to penetrate the system and Basically, it's a penetration testing. And BTW, white hackers get bounties for their job. So if a white hacker found a flaw and reported back to the developer, it means that he will get a bounty. So there's a term. So a white hacker gets a bounty for his job when he succeeded in finding some flaw or problem in a security system. Okay, and now let's move on to gray hats. You might guess the meaning. So, gray hats are somewhere in between black hats and white hats. So there's always a gray area, and here we deal with gray hats, gray hat hackers. So these are hackers who, well, do not use the information they find to their own advantage for their personal gain. So they might find a flaw, but without any permission from the developer, while a white hat would get this permission first and then try to violate the system. A gray hat would do it without any permission. He would just do it for fun. And he might report back to the developer, give the information, which might save the company a lot of money. Or not, it's up to him. But he won't use it to his own advantage. He might also post it in the internet. And that might be also very dangerous for the company because some bad guys, bad boys, black hats might find this information and use it and, well, ruin the company and crash it and steal a lot of money. So gray hats are not good, not bad, well, it's hard to say. In other words, gray hats might disclose the flaw publicly, but they won't take advantage of the flaw for their own personal gain. These three idioms, black hats, white hats, and gray hats, might also refer to behavior, to people's behavior. So we might talk not only about hackers, but about people in general, and say that, for example, Edward Snowden can hardly be called a white hat, of course. Maybe he's a black hat because his deeds are illegal. However, some people think that he's a gray hat, so he's somewhere in between. Because on the one hand, his behavior is unethical, but on the other hand, he tried to make people see that, well, it's so complicated. I don't know, I have no idea. And you can talk about somebody. For example, you can say that, unfortunately, white hats don't always win. This is obvious. This is our harsh reality. Okay, so now, I hope that you have a better understanding of what white, black, and gray hats are. Now your vocabulary has been boosted a little bit, and I hope that you will use these idioms sometimes in your speech, and when you come across them, you won't have any problems in understanding them. So I hope that you found this class useful and you liked it. If you did, please press the button, like it, and share it. And I hope to see you soon. Happy English and Russian practice. Bye-bye. Subscribe to my channel, do not forget that, to see more videos, a lot of videos about English and Russian. See you. Bye. I'm not a white hat. I'm not a black hat, not a gray one, I'm a pink hat. Und die ganzen Beschwerden, wir sind ganz allein gegen den Rest. Nichts kann uns passieren. Okay.